The Blokebusters podcast is proud to be a member of the Pod Bros Network. You can find us, as well as other fantastic podcasts, such as Pencil and Ink Review, Another Damn Trivia Show, and Language of Bromance at podbros.com, as well as on most other fine podcasting services. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to share and enjoy the Blokebusters podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Franch-Fried, our little thing that we like to do where we watch a film which is the latest in a sequential franchise outing that we feel has gone on just a little too long.
Just a touch.
A little bit. I'm Paul.
I'm Brian.
And we normally have a snappy intro type thing figured out for these, and I can't be bothered.
So sorry.
Imagine that we did one of those. And
do your own here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will tell you that you can find us or suggest thing for us or tell us things we did wrong, right, whatever, on Twitter at Blokebusters, facebook.com/Blokebusters. You can email us blokebusterpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram at Blokebusters, and we do have a website, blokebusters.web.com, which I think is up to date, sort of. I think I might be missing one now that I'm actually considering it. Yes, I have not updated it since the last one, but it should be hopefully up to date by the time you hear this.
Okay.
So
plug's done. Yeah. So do we want to go? Well, I think I guess covered the rules on the.
Yes.
So there are intricacies as there are with everything that we do. We have to make it confusing and complex, but suffice to say that this film has met all the requirements for whatever we have.
Yes. The main one basically being no rebooted franchises. This is in the actual linear franchise.
Or it can be a franchise that was rebooted, but not a reboot.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Not that anyone gives a shit.
No, not really.
Especially me.
This is Halloween Resurrection.
Ooh, yes. Sometimes dead is better.
Yes, the sequel to Halloween H2O, which was a sequel to one of the Halloween, because I think they ignored one of the other Halloween. And yeah, whatever. So this had a budget of $13 million and did at the box office worldwide $37,664,855, which is possibly the lowest out of all of the franchise, and directed by Mr. Rick Rosenthal. And
if you don't know that name, neither do we.
Yes, he's done stuff.
No, he's done. Yeah, he did Halloween 2. Wouldn't you know it? And Bad Boys, not that one.
Not the good one. He's done the other one.
Yeah.
Also, Just a Little Harmless Sex. I think. Yeah. Haven't we all?
I don't need to know about his personal life, Paul.
Yeah. So that is Halloween Resurrections. Sort of.
Oh, we're done. Thank God.
Yes, I know. Just for a little change, Brian, who was in this?
Who was in this? Well, the people that you really need to just give a shit about, I guess. We got original Jamie Lee, and we got the OG Jamie Lee, and we got Buster Rhymes, and Miss Tyra. Long before she had to suffer in a fat suit, she had to suffer through this production. But
suffer, not necessarily like it's. All she had to do was just kind of dance around a little bit. That was her entire character.
Yeah, we'll get to Tyra's character. I guess we'll loop back around to her a little later. But
and then also
happens to her.
Yeah, some other people.
Some other people that pop up.
Yes, and someone you may have seen in American Pie is in this. And some other things, So,
exactly. So no one is in this movie.
Basically,
there is no movie.
Yes. And of course, playing Michael Myers, not the returning. It's someone that they just got to do it. A guy called Brad Laurie. And if you're going, oh, who is that? I don't know.
No. Google. You people know how Google works.
He's been a stunt performer in a bunch of things. That's about it.
Yeah. So
I guess the guy that did did Mike Myers in most of the other one didn't want to do this. I don't know. And I don't care.
Yeah.
There might be a running theme in this.
So while I was watching this, Paul, I almost texted you. I'm like thinking, a lot of times when we do these not so great movies, I guess you could say, to put it mildly, I worry that there's not going to be enough material, and I really had that concern here. I'm like, I am not taking any notes on this. There's nothing here. There's just kids talking into cameras.
Pretty much.
And
the second to last thing I wrote down about this film is the worst thing you can write down about any horror film, which is, this is really boring.
It's a nothing burger / shit burger of a movie. Nothing happens, and when it does, it is shitty.
It's just... a Halloween franchise film is all about Mike Myers stalking someone and basically just being this unstoppable force that kills someone, like, relatively dramatically. We kind of missed that in this. He was there, and people died.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
even the deaths were pretty damn lame.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess we'll get into a little more detail on those in a bit, but
the biggest problem I had with this film, I think, aside from the fact that it was boring, is that it's obviously set up so that these guys are in a reality TV show. And I say obviously, I realise we didn't actually say the plot of this thing. The main character is in a reality TV show. That's the plot.
Yeah.
And
to get a scholarship, I think?
Yeah, they don't go into it at all.
Yeah. I think the one character says to the Sarah or whatever, but look at that scholarship.
Yeah, look at the scholarship, and then we don't see the scholarship. So
and it's probably for $500.
Yeah. And so they have all these cameras, and the idea is it's an internet reality show, so people can switch between camera views and stuff like that. And to be perfectly honest, when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I've not actually seen a show like that. I wonder why. That is genuinely a good idea.
So, yes, I'm glad you said that, because the concept in and of itself was a novel idea, because this is 2002. If you don't know what this is, that's when the movie came out. And
which also solves a big critique a lot of people would have, which is just, no one call for help? No one text?
Yeah. I want to get into the tech of this movie. But internet was really coming into its own in 2002. For those of you that may be too young or too old to give a shit, but
technically, internet really came into its own like 2000, and then in media in 2000.
Yeah, but a lot of these things. Just to put a timestamp on it for me, 2000 was when I was a freshman at college, and I was exposed to fiber optic internet at Ohio State, and it was amazing. And I could download like 12 Napster songs in like 20 seconds. And I had email. I had email for the first time.
You were allowed to get on Facebook.
Yes, because you had to have a college email.
I believe I joined Facebook the last year before they got rid of that.
Okay, but I had to have one for that, which I don't even think I had Facebook then, though. But yes, your timing is correct. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to backstory that a little bit as far as when this movie was out. So it's very kind of cutting edge a little bit as far as, okay, this is going to be an internet reality show where you can look at the body camera footage and then the already pre-positioned cameras and all that and watch it be like kind of live cut together. And
So genuinely a good idea. And then
it stopped there. And then all the good ideas stopped.
And what we got for, I'm going to say about 5% of the screen time of this film is you get to see through the point of view of these cameras, which again sounds like a good idea. But what they did was they did it as if you were watching a VHS tape from about 10 years before the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, no, like a third generation copied tape of the Blair Witch Project.
Which, I get it. Like, internet streaming feed, especially back then, not great. Yeah. So you would have some degradation and all that.
Yeah, the video would not be the greatest. Mm-hmm.
Whenever it cut to the party when they're watching it, crystal clear. I don't know if you paid attention to the screens they were watching.
It was jarring.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it was as if they were watching it being filmed on a film camera. And the actual film decided, no, anytime we show you a point of view shot, it's going to be so blurry or, like,
and I also wonder if that was a budgetary decision, too. Possibly. Because things can't look shitty if they're not clear.
Yeah.
So.
But, did they film it using a good camera and then degrade it afterwards? Or did they genuinely just get a $10 camera, like one of those little mini cameras, and just film?
I don't know. Were Blackberries able to do film? Because it looks like it was shot on a Blackberry.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my big issue watching the film.
With you being a big visual guy.
You have this film which is set up in such a good way. You have the people like watching it online, able to see it in really good quality, and then you give the actual audience shit. Like, regardless of what you think of the film and the writing and the performances and all of that stuff, like, the actual thing you're seeing is terrible. So, yeah, I don't know who came up with that idea and thought, this will be great. It wasn't.
I'm wondering if we could back up just a bit.
Sure.
Because I'm kind of interested to know what your experience with Halloween has been. Because one of those rules I kind of alluded to earlier, we don't have to see all the films in the franchise, and we don't get to watch them once we've decided we're doing that movie. So, what you've seen is what you've seen. Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen Halloween.
I've seen the original Halloween.
But I've been wrong on saying that sentence before. I'm sure you've seen blank.
Yes, it was actually one of my film studies coursework thing. To see the original Halloween.
Did you see 2 or 3?
I have not seen 2. I had actually seen Halloween H2O before I'd seen Halloween, because it was just on TV and I happened to see it. And then I saw Halloween, and I've seen the first reboot. And I may or may not have seen the second one, but I genuinely don't remember.
Okay.
And in fact, I probably told this story on the podcast before. I went to see the reboot of Halloween with my wife and, not then wife, but with her and people that she worked with at the time. And so it was me, her, and 2 others. We were sitting in the cinema. And it's right at the end of the reboot of Halloween. The heroine is sitting in the car, covered in a blanket, and terrified, and just turns to the Malcolm McDowell and said, "Was that the boogeyman?" And it cuts to a shot of Malcolm McDowell, and Malcolm McDowell is taking up the left quarter of the screen, and the window for the car they're in is taking up the rest of the frame. And he says, "Yes, I rather think it was." And then Mike Myers bursts in through the window of the car. And the entire cinema, as one, goes, "Ah!"
Well, you sat there stone-faced.
I just, I turned around and looked at everyone and said, "Really? Nobody knew that was going to happen?"
Yeah.
It's like, okay, either you've never seen Halloween, or a horror film, or you're all caught up in this.
Which is the saddest explanation.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you either way.
Okay.
So, I understood the general idea of how Halloween worked.
Yeah.
And I just hadn't felt the desire to see any of the other Halloweens. Okay. And then I saw this one.
Alright, so this was the first watch for you?
For this one, yes.
Alright, so I, of course, let me start here. For first time or newish listeners, this is not my favorite genre. Horror is probably my least favorite genre. Okay. And that is not, a real quick explanation, not because I'm a scaredy cat or anything like that. I just think it's really hard to make an innovative, original horror film without relying too heavily on the tropes that horror films do. And the jump scares and stuff, which we can kind of get into on this one. So it's just that, like, I want to be surprised. And I don't feel like I get that offering too much in horror films or slasher films in that nature. I know it's coming 5 minutes before it happens.
You need to either have a meta film or a completely out of the box film,
or it's psychological. Psychological is a great way for me to like a horror movie. But that being said, I love the first Halloween. Like, I think it's one of those that should be studied, and I think it's really well done. Halloween 2 is an adequate sequel. My first exposure was Halloween 3, which is the worst Halloween film to watch as your first Halloween film. The franchise, of course, not the holiday. Because it completely... Did you not see 3? It's like Michael Myers is not in it. And it's like kids and like people in masks and stuff, and it's really messed up. It's more purgy than Halloween. Yeah, it's not. And I watched it on TV and I got yelled at by my mom for watching it. Shout out, Mom. You were right. It was awful. I don't think those were your objections. We're not over quality.
I like the idea. How old were you at the time?
Probably 10, 11.
I like the idea of 12, of like
10 to
11-year-old Brian, like, being yelled at by his mum for watching it, finishing it, turning around and go, "You're right, that was awful."
Yeah. I just remember, like, they were like, I think there was a part where like insects or bugs or something are crawling out of jack-o'-lanterns, and Mom was like, "No, not happening." But yeah, then I've not seen any of the others. I've seen about half an hour of this. On like USA or something. In the middle of the afternoon,
and you quite rightly turned it off.
And I gave it one commercial break, and then it came back, and then when it got to that second commercial break, it was time to jump ship. And I actually saw the blonde meet her demise. Spoiler! In the sewer or whatever area.
I was going to say which blonde, because there were two.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But sorry, I have some jokes for that later. But yeah, where the hell... can we talk about the prologue, I guess?
Sure.
Because we kind of dived into the main story with the reality TV. But there is a prologue.
With Exposition Lady.
Yes. And we get Jamie Lee so that they could bill her. She's in for this movie for 4 minutes. About. 4 to 6 minutes.
Yeah. So, yes. The Exposition Lady, it really is just... someone might be watching this that hasn't seen Halloween. I know. Let's just have a nurse tell another nurse what happened.
Yeah, as they do.
So it's like, this is your first time ever being here, is it? Right, here we go.
You've woken up out of a coma and you have no idea who Michael Myers is and any of that.
Especially in this world.
In this universe, Michael Myers is a well-established serial killer. Yeah.
And yet, apparently, and I did write this down, where is it? The most brutal mass murderer ever.
Yeah.
Sure. He
has a large chef's knife.
I think they list... There's even a guy that lists all of the people he's killed, and I think it's 10.
We will talk about Harold.
It's 10. 10 people. How is that the most prolific mass murderer ever? But anyway.
I mean, he doubled Jack the Ripper's numbers, so there you go.
Sure, right? Those are the only two mass murderers.
5 and 10, right? Oh, shoot, yeah, some comedian has a bit about, Jack the Ripper, like, ooh, that's your guy. Oh, I think it's Kyle Kinane, yeah. Like, 5. He's like, America can knock out 5 in an afternoon, and that guy doesn't even get arrested. Yeah. All right, sad. Okay, that was a tangent that didn't need to go into, but, so yeah, we meet Jamie Lee kind of sitting, kind of one flew over the cuckoo's nest style.
Yeah,
staring out the window, just waiting for that call from Activia. So she can sell some poop yogurt. And that doesn't work. To be clear, not yogurt made of poop, but yeah, you get it. Which later I think there was a lawsuit involving that, but either way,
somewhere I thought this was going.
Hey, I gotta throw some Trump stuff in there somewhere. Oh, did I? Yeah, because I'm going to, because she's hiding her pills. In this doll, which I guess she is saving up for Trump care there. You got to save up those medications. Save your medications, folks. And then we meet Harold,
Yep.
Right?
Yes, we do.
Why did we meet Harold in the prologue? Never to meet him again?
Because he's basically Calendar Man from DC. It's just like, oh, I know all about these things.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, thanks.
So, yeah,
Well
he's
done.
a serial killer enthusiast, and he bumps into Michael Myers. So we have Harold and Fubar. Thank you.
You know, I think it is...
That was forced, I apologize.
Yes, it really was. I think it's entirely the same thing as Exposition Lady. It's, someone might not have seen any of the Halloween, so we'll have someone explain, oh, this is what happened, and then someone else go, oh, this is the body count. That's about it.
So I generally didn't understand, like, Michael Myers hands Harold his killing knife, essentially. And then I'm thinking, oh, okay, so we are passing the torch. We are going to see Harold take on the legacy. Michael Myers is tired. He's like in his 50s or 60s or something, or 60s.
Maybe he even believes he is Michael Myers after that.
Yeah, so here, I'm crowning you the new Michael Myers, the new Dread Pirate Roberts, the new James Bond. Go forth and kill.
No.
But no. We had the prologue and we never see Harold again.
I mean, even when I was watching that, I was thinking, oh, so he's now going to be implicating Harold in all this, so that there's no proof he was there. Aside from all the video cameras, but whatever.
Aside from all the evidence.
And, no, again, you never hear about Harold again. Like, you never hear about this again.
Nope.
Nothing. No news in the background, no newspaper, no radio.
It might as well be an animated Disney short that has nothing to do with the movie you're about to watch.
Yeah, the only thing...
Or a Pixar short.
The only thing that connects it in the slightest is, I guess it's a way for them to go, Jamie Lee Curtis isn't in this anymore.
We've established she's donezo.
Which, technically, we kind of haven't. I mean, she gets stabbed in the back, and then
which we've seen happen to other people.
And she falls a story.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
immortality does run in her blood, so...
Exactly, which, again, I'm all for having a slightly unexplained thing, but there really is never explained how Mike Myers continues to go as he does, and has this vitality.
Godly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And even, say, Jason, there's at least an otherworldly explanation for Jason, as well as Freddy.
As well as Freddy, yeah.
But... not Mike.
He didn't take... Well,
he's just built like a tank.
I don't know. He's doing some supplements or...
Maybe he's on meth.
That
would explain some of the behavior.
Some meth and some bath salts and... where it allows you to squeeze a dude's head to death.
Yeah.
Yep. That happened. Jumping a bit ahead there, but yeah.
Very waxy head towards the end there.
Almost like it wasn't real.
Oh.
Where the hell do you want to go from there? But
although I kind of wrote down a lot of my notes are very like sort of Western cinema style, just like ribbing on the things, and one of them was just, oh, I'm glad this place went to the trouble of installing those plywood doors to keep people at bay.
Exactly, it's very thoughtful.
But yeah, anyway, and another issue I had with this film is the sound choices that they made. For instance,
like the Foley work, you mean? Or
yes, definitely the Foley work.
Okay, not the score, but
not the
the score's top notch. That's the only good thing going for this film. But yep, all right, jumping ahead.
Not a problem with the score. Okay. It's the fact that basically we're living in a Tex Avery cartoon where every single time the knife is moved in the slightest, you get the knife against the grindstone noise.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
He's swinging the knife around in the air. What? He's not having a sword fight with Errol Flynn. What's going on here? It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Were there, sound question. Did you catch any Wilhelm screams in this?
I
did not.
No, there wasn't one.
Yeah.
There's really only one time when someone is still slightly alive and falls down, and that would be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
And they at least did the honor of not giving her a wound.
She deserves that in her possible death.
I mean, that would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
It would have been like, you're really not taking this
I would have been able to write down, Wilhelm scream, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
but no, she falls unceremoniously. Okay.
Yeah.
So should I don't know. Should we? We should talk about Kevin.
Yes, we should talk about Kevin.
So Kevin being Thomas Ian Nicholas from American Pie.
Yes. and also one of the Final Destinations. I don't remember which.
Yeah.
But he's in that.
Mm-hmm. So, oh my lord. I mean, this movie delivered in one aspect for me because he is the worst and could not wait for him to get his just desserts. And that luckily happened pretty early on.
Yeah, and...
I think he's the first kill, right?
He's the first... No, he's the second. Right? Second?
Who's first?
The camera guy.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Beautiful angle. Yeah, great angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although, anyone that knows anything would say that rather than beautiful angle, it's the tripod's in shot, moving.
Yeah, so...
That's a bad camera.
Yeah, we don't have the budget to digitally erase this. This isn't even a thing yet.
It's live on the internet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, where does that camera go? Like, that camera angle completely disappears until he picks up the camera at the end to hit him on the head with it. It's like... Because you got the one up in the corner or something, and then even later when they come across Mike, who isn't Mike, it's not on the floor, it's not there. So, again, just bad continuity and all that. But
okay. Yeah, so second kill, first of the contestants, or whatever.
Yes, not just the staff.
Yeah, staff aren't real people, Paul.
Yeah.
Come on. So, yeah, he's awful.
Yeah. He's basically a lech.
I mean, we need to... I guess this is a good segue to talk about the dudes in this film. Because they are gross. I wrote that down like I said it. Gross.
Yeah. The only...
Certainly not woke in any sense.
No,
as far as respecting women. Yeah.
I mean,
major creepy dudes in this.
The only one that is even slightly okay is their friend. Their character name is escaping me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
Yeah. It's not Rick, but it may as well be Rick. It doesn't really matter.
Rudy?
Rudy, there you go.
Yeah.
Knew it began with an R.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like he's not too bad. He's, bit of a one-liner type guy, definitely obsessed with food. But, other than that, he's alright. I didn't mind him. But, yeah, you got Jim, you got Bill...
Very creative names here.
Yeah, and even Freddy. Like, they are basically, what's a stereotypical guy, with the exception of sports. There was no sports in this, but, other than that, stereotypical guy. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah,
go.
I think these are word for word. They're paraphrased, but these are 3 kind of lines from 3 different of the male characters. Great legs. What time do they open? You should flash to launch your career. That's essentially a thought that is brought forth by no one.
That one was Kevin.
Yeah, and then you should start thinking with your body. Yeah, it's gross.
And I believe that one was Buster Rhymes.
It's like, doesn't age well. I don't know if it would have so much in 2002, but
what was that device that the main character had?
Oh my god, I wrote down Palm Pilot ? Do you remember Palm Pilots, anyone? I'm dating myself there.
The logo.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't exactly a phone, but it flipped up.
Yeah,
there was like a little
a stylus. There,
yeah,
but
it had to be like a Palm Pilot of sorts.
She had a stylus, but not a keypad. But she wasn't writing.
And what sort of
tapping.
Tech shows every letter as it pops up?
Yeah,
not a full message. Like that is some live. Yeah, like
that's some really old PvP stuff. Like that's just not done on a phone. Like that's computer to computer.
I mean, can you imagine? Because I mean, like she sees like if it's like where are you? It's like she sees the WHERE pop up. Can you imagine like texting now? Like everyone sees you like, oh, as many times as you erase a text message, you up, oh, good, back out of that. How's it going? I know you texted you up.
Yeah, not knowing what it was, not having had one of those when I was growing up, I can't tell whether or not that is what it was like. If we wanted to give the film the benefit of the doubt, maybe it was. I don't know, but it's...
I do know my brother had a Palm Pilot around this time.
Okay.
So
do you recall if that was a thing?
Well, his was like just like a kind of BlackBerry looking thing, just a single device, no flip, just a screen and then keyboard. You know, very cramped, tiny letter keyboard.
Yeah, they're really tiny.
Yeah, really tiny. That you had to pretty much use the stylus for.
Yeah.
But this thing where it's kind of like a Star Trek communicator / brick phone. I don't know, because like I said, it has that cover that flips up, and it was a weird thing. I don't know what the hell it was, if it's a real thing or not.
And again, as I said, no keyboard shown on the screen, and she's not it's not handwriting to text. She's tapping, but she's not tapping anything. She's just tapping the screen, and then letters appear.
Yes, you know the movie's bad when we're fascinated by the single piece of tech that we can't explain.
Yeah, it's really weird.
We need more answers on this. But what was a real thing was Yahoo chat rooms.
Yes, it was.
I loved a good Yahoo chat room and a good away message. And
I don't believe I was ever in a Yahoo chat room, but I do recall those things that you go to and it's like, oh, there's a max of like 13 people. You can't go above that. So it's one in, one out type thing. And
wait for a spot to clear. Yeah. But that's how we get one of our party goers. He is this... what was the... Deckard? Is it? Yes. Very pop culture name there.
Yes. Again, this was 2002. And Deckard and his friend Jules and... from Pulp Fiction, and it's just like when he just goes, do you think people know we're from Pulp Fiction? I genuinely think that was aimed at the audience.
I really think they were writing like they're not going to know they're from Pulp Fiction. We should have them ask if people know they're from Pulp Fiction, or if they lost the other Reservoir Dogs at another party. It's like they dropped 3 of them off at another party.
Well, that's the thing. Like they're coming downstairs. It's like, that's a really bad Pulp Fiction costume they got going. Do you think anyone's going to know we're from Pulp Fiction? It's like, yes.
I mean, if we're going into Pulp Fiction costumes, I would go more with the like bad T-shirts and shorts. With a prop gun. And maybe a wallet that says "bad motherfucker" on it.
Oh, you got to say the suitcase.
In the suitcase,
now, quick question. They got invited to a senior party. They're not seniors. How old? What are they? They're juniors?
I can't imagine. I could care less.
I don't know.
I know.
So let's say they're juniors.
Sure.
How old are you if you're a junior? Like, say the absolute oldest you can be to be a junior in general.
Assuming you haven't been held back multiple times in other years. You're what, 20? 19, 20?
19, 20. Okay.
20. I mean, because you're 17, 18 when you go to college. 19, sophomore year.
Right.
20. I'd say the oldest you could probably be is probably 21.
Okay, so...
If you're really, like, timing it, I don't know. If you're late into the...
Alright, so let's say that they're 21. This film is set in 2002. Pulp Fiction is 8 years old at this point. So they would have been 13 when that came out. So, at some point...
So
they obviously didn't go to see it at the cinema.
Or they went with a parent or guardian.
Maybe, yes. I don't know what it was released as over here, so...
I'm sure it was just an R.
Yeah. What does the film have to do to get the... What is it, NC-17 in America? Is that
I think there has to be graphics like sex, or just like abundance of violence. I don't know. MPAA people, if you know the stuff better, but
they don't know.
But I'll refer to this film is not yet rated a great documentary on the MPAA, which is bullshit. Okay.
And you can decide which we're referring to.
The documentary is great. There.
But so you've seen Pulp Fiction, right? Sure you have, especially if you're like the way you are. You don't seem like people that would be able to see Pulp Fiction, but I don't know. And then you got the one who's just on the computer, and his friend is just like, "What are you doing on the computer? That's just stupid." Oh, a girl is texting you. Boo! don't talk to a girl. And the stupidest line from him is that he gets a message from this girl, and he starts typing at the keyboard, and the guy goes, "What are you doing now?" He's replying. That's what you do. Even if you're not a computer person, you reply to something.
I love
hey,
the
how
mysticism.
Are you doing? I'm just going to leave it right there. Right, see ya. Also,
yes.
No payoff whatsoever.
With the whole
with that whole dynamic.
Oh, with that whole subplot of their secret internet crush, whatever. Yeah.
Just no. He basically exists entirely to be the don't go in there person to the person in the film.
Yeah, he's the audience. Yeah, he's the person in the theater yelling, "Don't go in there," or he's upstairs. He's outside.
Yeah.
You should run.
He's in the house. Go down.
With the time, I understand. Exclamation points have the use, but are you real? If it's that bit of urgent, are you gonna take the time? I don't know these magical devices. Maybe it's really easy to hit the. Well, I guess he's just typing from
he was
keyboard.
on the computer.
Yeah, so I guess an exclamation point isn't that big of a boom, just real quick. But I don't know.
Yeah, and
I was confused by that whole. It was also very convenient.
I would hope that it's supposed to be the signal getting to her phone that's so slow. If you're typing on a keyboard and you're going, "Get out!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! You don't really care, do you? You're just like, okay. G E T. Oh, he's almost there. Space.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm a junior in college and I'm still chicken pecking. Haven't bothered to learn to type because I never have to type papers.
I type with my thumb and forefinger and occasionally my little finger, and I can get 60 words a minute. He's someone that is clearly supposed to be almost Broderick in War Games type thing. I'm on my computer all the time. Beep.
Maybe we should be a little more sensitive, and maybe he, has some sort of learning disability here.
Yes, could have some sort of visual dyslexia with the keyboard.
Yes,
I'm
not barring that, but
I'm willing to go with
shitty
that.
typer.
And I did just write that. Yeah, you gotta love the old tech. Looking at tech now, watching a film now from back then when they were like, "Oh, he's got a computer in his room."
iBook, iBooks. Remember iBooks and how great they were and how huge and shitty. They were okay.
Technically, for the time, they were really
iBooks
good.
were pretty great. Yeah. I'm just today's standards, no.
Yeah.
But that big cone, they're essentially just a large, pyramid.
Almost kind of like a sort of alien head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Folded out the back.
Mm-hmm. Just the back of a Jew. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Sure.
Okay, cut that.
That works.
So I guess back into a little bit of the happenings of the film,
sure,
if we must.
Although. One other thing before we have to get into the
film. Oh, please, let's delay it.
Yeah, I know. How many times did you notice that you could hear the people in the scene saying something that they very clearly were not saying there?
There was a ton of ADR done on this.
The absolute worst example of that I could see was when they were in the shop buying the outfit, because you gotta look cute. It's gonna be on TV/internet. They seem to really get mixed up when they're like, "We're going to be on TV." No, you're not. You're online. No TV.
Computers and TVs are different things.
But anyway, so they're like, "Oh, you're so good," and then she looks off in the window, and you just hear the, "Oh, I hope I can get this in black." "Oh yeah, I think it'd be really cute." And you look at them, and they're just kind of smiling at each other, nodding.
Yeah.
Someone's pointing. It's like their mouths aren't moving.
There was. They definitely pieced this together best they could in the editing bay.
They had to. I mean, they probably realized she's just staring out a window and they're just looking at each other.
Let's get him in here to record something. That we can't just have silence. Even as shitty as this movie is, we can't have silence.
This isn't gonna fly. And then anyone that knows anything about film is like, oh, I didn't fly anyway.
No. Okay, so let's get into some killing. All right.
With Mike Myers, who's walking around holding a giant magnet, for the best that I can figure, given that he's able to completely obscure the cameras with static.
I do love the idea. Like, put back to my little bit of issues with horror film is like these killings are so like just of the moment, but still, if you examine them even slightly, they have to be so well planned and thought out because everything is staged. And I'm going to hide in this closet for maybe 3 hours until someone walks by, or all this kind of thing. There's things like in Halloween where the cat jumps out, and then he repeats that. So obviously he had to have knowledge of that, or it was very coinky dinky.
Yeah, he saw it happening and just go, ooh, I like that.
That was good. I like what that cat did there. So you have all those things of, okay, well, I'm going to drag this body. Oh, the body's not there now, but now he turns around. I'm going to really quick drag this body back behind. So, all that ridiculously aside, we do get to see Kevin bite it. Yay!
Yes.
Bye-bye, Mr. American Pie.
Yeah.
I
mean, the biggest issue with all the killing in this is you don't really see
like, they didn't even have the budget for some blood capsules?
Yeah.
Or some...
Well, there was one where when the knife went through the door, you saw some of the blood on the knife, I suppose. Not on him, but on the knife.
But, So, Thomas Ian Nicholas gets dispatched, with a knife in the top of the head. I guess that's the killing blow.
Yes. It's a couple of stabs to the chest, which don't really seem to slow him down, or even, like, quieten him at all. Mm-hmm. And then it's knife through the paper mache head, I guess. Yeah, because we know... Goes in a little.
Yeah. Because not only is Michael Myers immortal, his tools are also immortal. Yes. And have infinite strength.
Yes, he has adamantium knives.
Because they will just go through any material to the hilt.
Yep. And also, what was behind the mirror? Like,
I don't know.
Did he go back to the house and design a secret little room behind the mirror so that he could just stand there and go, wait for it? Wait. No.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, you think if he was, like, living there, he would have, like, gone all H.H. Holmes and, like, designed a kill house here.
Yeah.
But I guess he likes to work a little more impromptu, a little more improv here, know.
Yeah, he just... He never stops moving. Have you noticed that? He's always moving, and yet nobody sees him. Mm-hmm. Ever.
I just like Michael Myers has to sneeze at some point, right? Like, I want to see that where he's like trying to hold in a sneeze. Yeah. He's
like, or like he gets right behind someone and just has to fart. So he's
like, clench, don't ruin this, Michael.
And then they turn around and she's like,
and stabs, and then that feels so good.
You know, if I were Myers, I would walk around with like a plastic cake in one hand, just with that knife. So if someone turns around before you're at the point where you kill them, just cake.
Cake. Well, and then if worst comes worst, cake in the face, then knife in the face.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, cake. Oh, that's just so silly. Stab.
Got you again with the cake gag. All right, we are writing the next Halloween movie. Nobody steal this.
Yeah.
You are sworn. Okay.
You know, to be perfectly honest, I think it would be better than this one.
It's not a tough bar to beat, but I think we can do it. Okay.
Another thing, like talking about, Mike Myers trying to get around silently and all that. So you've got, at some point you find out, obviously Freddy has set up this house, which he has promised he hadn't set up, to be a certain way, and he's dressed up as Mike Myers. And at some point, Mike Myers is following him, and so he notices this. And this guy who is trying to sneak around the house and jump out and scare someone, make sure no one knows he's there, turns around and starts going, just like, get the fuck out of here, Scoot! Go help this! It's like, you're on the same floor as some of these people who are able to wander around at will. Maybe be a little quieter?
A little, yeah, no one heard that? Yeah. And And Michael Myers is just like, I'll get to this dude later.
Yeah.
Like...
It's just like, I could stab this guy. Or I could not. Which would be better for the film.
Let's wait on him for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things in this film where it's like, well, why didn't they do this? Or why did they do this?
There were no good decisions made. Let's put it that way. Yeah. So.
Well, also, like you sort of said earlier, with no one could afford any blood capsules. It's like, did they genuinely run out of just blood to use after they filmed the Tyra Banks scene?
I guess they used... I mean, yeah. Obviously, no one cares about spoilers here. But spoilers. Yeah. Tyra doesn't make it, folks. She gets... I mean, off-screen, which, yes, I love off-screen deaths in horror films. The best.
Yeah, so. And I also had a bit of an issue with it, where it's like, clearly, like, the place they're at is connected to the house in some way.
It's like the attic or something, isn't it? Or
it's the garage, isn't it?
Or a garage? I don't know. Yeah.
But did you ever, at any point, other than when you saw them going up or downstairs, did you ever get any sense of how the house was laid out?
No.
Yeah, I was like, all I could see is...
It is a Simpsons house of ever-changing...
the front door,
yeah.
And then as you went straight forward, there were some stairs, and as you went to the left, it was like front room and kitchen. Mm-hmm. And then it was just pick and choose for the rest of it. It was they come through... it would be to the right of where I was just talking about. They come through that way, but I couldn't tell you which room they came from.
I wonder if they had to use multiple locations at all.
Maybe.
And just had to try to piece it together. Because the layout does not make any sense at all.
And it seemed to me that it's a 3-tier house, but you see it from outside, and I think she goes upstairs, but she seems to come out on the same floor as the first one. When she comes out of that room, whatever.
This is a really offshoot, but if anyone's ever read House of Leaves, where the house changes, really freaky book. But yeah, a little bit like that.
Or even Cube. They were in Cube. Why not?
Sure.
Let's go with that.
So yeah, we have the two Michael Myers, and then we get what? We get the blonde. Well, I guess the blonde. The friend of Sarah. Yes. Right? Sarah's the main girl. Yeah. The girl we're supposed to be rooting for. The girl we know is going to make it. Mm-hmm.
And friend that made her come on this show in the first place.
Yeah. So she gets down into like Jason, I'm sorry. Michael Myers. Yeah, they're whatever.
Jason's better. Honestly. In this
White Mask dude number 2. Yeah. So it gets into his little lair, his subterranean whatever. Where he's got the creepy bed, right? Wasn't she down there?
No, that's the other one.
Oh no, that was the one that was getting busy.
Yes.
With the skeleton gag and the corpse gag and all that stuff. Yeah.
And also, no reason why Jason would have been Jason again. Why Mike would have been down there? He wouldn't have gone down there. He was trying to go around killing people in the house. There's no reason for him to have gone. I'm going to check the basement. Just let me check this. Oh, here she is. Okay, and then back up like that. But whatever. So she gets.
Maybe he had left the iron on and wanted to check.
Yeah, he was like,
I do love a nice pleated janitor onesie. So
but anyway, and again, like I said, this film's kind of boring. The deaths are insignificant. So the fact that we are just kind of like, okay, so yeah, I guess she was killed down there. But what about this? It's like this is what this film did. It was like, okay, how many are left? I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. So Kevin died after the cameraman, and the cameraman just never mentioned again. Period. Whatever.
No one cares.
So then Kevin dies. Blondie, that was the first to take her top. Well, the only one to take her top off.
Yeah, the prerequisite boob shot in this movie.
Dead. Yep. And then Sarah finds body of Kevin, and then is immediately killed bloodlessly.
Not Sarah.
No, Sarah's friend.
Sarah's friend. Okay, yeah.
Friend of Sarah.
Okay, yeah, friend of Sarah. But, so we get her, this is the part I had seen, one of the parts I had seen when I watched it on TV or whatever. Right. But she gets, like, this is maybe the most interesting kill, and it's so lame at that. I mean, like, she's shoved onto a spike.
That's the one downstairs.
Yeah. No, I'm getting to. Yeah, that's the one I was jumping to.
I was like, that's definitely the most.
Maybe graphic, or I don't even want to use the word graphic because it's not. Yeah, there was no gore or anything.
Technically and again, like I said, the Tyra one would have been had we seen it. We didn't. So this one is probably the most drawn out. I mean, I don't know the guy whose name begins with R.
Rudy.
Rudy, there you go. I guess his is probably the most graphic because.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Because you actually see him really, you kind of see that, but again, the woman who's downstairs or in the basement, or whatever, she ends up just getting pushed onto a metal spike, which I don't even think was there when she was looking at that area. And then
it's a very convenient thing on that gate or whatever to be pointed out, and. Like all objects in this universe, they just will slide right into a body like butter.
Yeah.
And
you think she'd have just kind of shifted herself a little bit and then would go beside her.
Yeah.
But,
do you think they did a post-mortem on her?
Maybe they did.
So sorry. Okay. I was really on the fence with her. I should have done that joke. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Okay. All right.
There we go.
All right.
So she just kind of dies, and again is just left forgotten until she come across as oh no, she's dead. Okay, moving on.
Yep.
A bit later.
Okay, I'm over it.
Yeah. So
we get to Freddy here. Can we jump back into Freddy a little bit? So Freddy, I guess, kind of comes clean a little bit. As to them rigging the house and whatever, so you don't know what's real, which could have been an interesting plot line that was really not explored too much. That was okay, we don't know what's real, what's not, because we see it at the party a little bit. Oh, it's just fake. People think, oh, they're not actually getting killed.
Yeah, I mean that was, I'd say, the most interesting bit of the film for me was the people at the party, and they genuinely did it well. It started off with just him watching it by himself. The two people came in. And it was okay, we'll watch it. And then every time it cut back, more people were in that room watching it. That was genuinely a good thing to do right there.
But if this is a one night show, right? Essentially, so wouldn't this if you got everything going on one night, this is an internet thing. Wouldn't there be a lot of marketing around this? And wouldn't people be excited? I mean, I guess. Some college students, give a shit. You know, whatever. It's not important. I'm here for beer and sex and. Sometimes studying.
Well, I think the biggest issue with this, thinking about it from that point of view, is yes, you have marketing and stuff like that, but they didn't have the subject for it until that day. Wasn't it you've been selected? Hopefully, they all turn up for the orientation.
Yeah, and then, that's 2 minutes from now.
I mean, maybe it
was all hastily thrown together, because they're I think one person even says, is this that internet thing or whatever? Okay, I'll watch for a little bit.
And it really. What was the name of it again?
Well, the name of the group or the company is Dangertainment.
Dangertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds that actually sounds more like a 90s type thing.
Or some of those awful Faces of Death videos or something. Brought to you by Dangertainment. So anyway, Frederick comes clean a little bit, and then he's very he wants his money.
Yep.
How much money could possibly be involved in this operation, Paul?
I know.
This shoddy, low-level internet production where they have to pay the contestant, too, or whatever the scholarship. But how much is he getting? $200?
Well, and that's the thing. It's online.
Yeah.
And he clearly doesn't pay any money to see it.
So that leaves ad revenue, possibly.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't even know if that was happening in 2002.
There didn't seem to be any
video content.
There didn't seem to be any adverts whatsoever in it.
Yeah,
it didn't cut to them at the party.
Well, whatever. I mean, whatever site was hosting this, there are ads on the side or something. I guess we're really pulling here, really drawing the straws.
And also, they get out of the car when they arrive. They all get out of the car, and Kevin turns to Busta Rhymes' character and says, "I've got one word for you, product placement," which is a stupid joke. But
as are all jokes in this.
But two things. Number one, you're a contestant, right? Because he's in the house. He's a contestant.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be coming up with ideas for the thing.
No.
Number two, you're there now. You're about to go in the house. It's a bit late to come up with this idea. Like, quick, go down the street, go to the 7-Eleven, buy a 24-pack of Dr. Pepper, and we'll drink it during the night. Like,
Yeah.
And also, thinking about it right now, no food or drink, they're going to be really hungry and thirsty at the end. Even if nothing had happened, they would just be begging to be let out so they could have something.
Like no one, because like, what is it?
Maybe
like, no one gets out until it's over or whatever.
Maybe they eat the oregano in the kitchen.
There's no, half a sandwich in the fridge or something. Like,
whatever.
But by the way, not that we had the most adept surveillance crew in this film, because anytime anything interesting is happening on the cameras, they are of course distracted at that exact moment.
Yes,
which is always so convenient, which I hate so much in horror films. Another problem. Like, okay, let's make a cup of coffee that takes 41 seconds, which is exactly the amount of time that Michael Myers needs to murder this person and drag him out of frame for me to look back at the camera and say, "Oh, I wonder where that guy is." Yeah. But not then. Oh, okay. Who cares? I'm just going to kiss Buster Rhymes a little bit.
Yes, but I don't. It really is one of the saddest tropes in the horror genre, which is just like, oh no, someone's being killed. What? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
I have iPhone earbuds that cancel out murder. Like, they don't hear chainsaws and screams. I can only hear my shitty Dave Matthews. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm partially deaf, so when I listen to music on my headset or podcast or whatever, I agree. I listen to it louder than the average person would listen to it, especially
or the average bear.
Very true. Yes, yeah. I mean the average bear is generally listening to it about a 3.
Very true. Not many people know that.
Yeah. So, I will listen to it at a level that if I'm not wearing noise cancelling headphones, will drown out most of the outward noise. So fair enough. But whenever anyone in a horror film,
do you not have your other senses?
whenever anyone in a horror film is listening to music, it's always at the level that is played at a party in their ears. It's definitely like long-term hearing loss levels.
By the end of that evening. Not even like a couple years down the road. Like, you're not hearing for a week at least.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to listen to sounds above 80 decibels for longer than 15 minutes. Which, obviously say what you will about concerts, but like in general, you're not supposed to specifically shove that noise in your ear for very long.
Yes. But so that brings us to our main point of this is ear health awareness. Take care of your ears, people.
Yes.
Taken from a man who's suffered.
With
that.
You don't know what you have till it's
gone. Yes, they put up a parking lot. Okay. Alright. Moving on, shall we? Yes. Because I'm sure we need to be done with this fairly soon.
Almost at an hour for time right now. So.
Alright, so how do we want to wrap this up? I don't know. We talked about the head crush.
The hanging, not hanging of Mike.
I guess we should get to Freddy versus Michael Myers? Question mark?
Exactly. And
was that the whole reason this character was named Freddy?
I have to think so. Yeah,
it had to be.
It didn't work.
Too on the nose. To not be there.
Yeah, I mean, Freddy versus Jason wasn't until like 2009 or something like that. So like this was.
Oh, so they got on it first, I guess.
They technically got in there first. Yes. I mean, I might be off by a few years there, but I know Freddy vs. Jason was not out by 2002. So, yeah, this really was just we can get Mike Myers versus Jason in here, and also, how the hell did Freddy go? How did he come back? What?
He was pretty dead.
Yeah, he was stabbed several times.
I'm not dead yet.
He really was just getting better.
I feel much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So he just magically, yeah. I'm like, what? Because I almost rewound, and then I'm like, there's no way I'm rewatching any of this movie. Because I'm like, I wanted to see the wounds. I'm like, okay, maybe you could be alive. Because I wanted to justify it in my brain. I'm like, nope, not worth the rewind.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just go with it.
We didn't see a throat getting cut or a knife to the head, so sure, whatever.
Sure, in this world,
he can come
short
back.
of decapitation, you are still kicking.
Yes.
And even sometimes then, it might be the wrong head.
Yes, definitely. Could be the wrong person there.
Yeah.
Which, that wasn't forced. That's
new. Okay, so we get...
Anyway.
So
that's just really stupid. And that makes me jump back. So, obviously, so he thinks he's dead, and then he comes back later when Sarah is incapacitated by an IKEA table on her leg that she can't move.
IKEA tables being the sturdiest of all man-made objects.
I know it's not an IKEA table.
I know.
But whatever.
Yeah.
But it's basically... So she's like, oh no, I can't drag myself out from under this. And then when she's rescued, it's let me just fling this off into the corner. By the guy's like, you couldn't move that?
Well, in this bullshit male-driven world, women are helpless, Paul, and can't lift up a feather that's on their back.
When I saw that, I was like, no, she's gonna maybe she's trying to crawl away, and then when Freddy comes back, I was like, she's gonna pull that off her now, find something, and she's gonna be the one to stab him. Nope, she's still stuck there. And Freddy's the one that kills Mike.
And we get the forced lines. This is for all of them.
Yep.
And then, hey, Mikey, happy fucking Halloween. It's the what are you waiting for? Spin around Jennifer Love Hewitt moment from what.
Yeah,
what I did last summer. I know what you did. Yeah, there it is. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Or the Anna Faris spinning around what you're waiting for from Scary Movie.
Just as eye rolly and as possible. But there it is nonetheless.
And also, why did that chainsaw stop working? Did she just take her hand off?
I don't know.
I would have anticipated if it was running out of petrol, wouldn't be
because things, Paul. Yeah. Because things.
Because Mike clearly has dominion over all electric appliances. He's able to static out any camera shot he's in. Mm-hmm. He's able to survive electrocution, mains electrocution.
Yeah, a lot of voltage through there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
While holding a metal knife.
Yes, all true.
At the very least, his hand would have exploded, but no.
I don't know. Yeah, he must be related to Thor or something. I don't quite understand.
Yeah, his baby sister.
He's the third brother that they don't talk about. Yeah. We thought the one was bad. No.
Yeah, he's the one that was just left behind.
Yeah, a little slow. I'm sorry. Anyways,
and
can we? Yeah.
Look, my last note that I wrote down.
Oh God, yeah.
When the explosion happens.
Yeah.
Which is a lawnmower catches fire a bit, and she's flung across the room.
We all know lawnmowers engines are made of TNT.
Yes. TNT that make tiny explosions. Yeah. The actual site that not even saying it was a small space. No, the size of the explosion is maybe 5 feet in the air above. That's kind of how it just goes woof up like that. Yeah. And she goes, oh no, splash into some shelving or whatever. It's one of these things does not belong here. Maybe she would have gone, and shielded her eyes a bit. I think that would have been more.
My eyes.
Yes. I have some sunspots now. Oh, this is inconvenient.
I'm very put out right now.
Yeah. A little bit of a lie down.
Give me 5, please, and we can resume. Yeah. So I know this is like, okay, you guys are making like fun of Halloween Resurrection, like, yeah, but still, they could have done so much better.
Yeah.
I know we're ripping on things that can't sometimes be helped in shitty, shoddy productions, but still, a higher bar could have been reached.
Definitely. Yeah.
Not much higher, but a little higher.
I mean, even if they'd have just gone somewhat meta with it, I know I'm a big fan of meta stuff, but like when it comes to especially horror franchises that have gone on this long, you need to be self-aware, or it's just not funny anymore.
No, because people have seen everything, and they're, for the most part, very smart. Yes. It's like they know what's coming, and things of that nature. So if the budget isn't there to support something, make the budget work for you. Yeah. Like I keep going back to Deadpool as the prime example of adapting things to the budget.
Yes.
And you don't have to have 10 on-screen deaths if you can't pull off 10 awesome on-screen deaths. Yeah. Or off-screen, and then you have these awful off-screen deaths. And
I think it just kind of hit me as well. Possibly one of the reasons why the camera shots we got were the way we got was this was 3 years after Blair Witch Project. Mm-hmm. And that did well.
They were still trying to get on that handheld.
Yeah, they were trying to do found footage
yeah,
without doing found footage, which, again, I don't necessarily have an issue with as long as we can see the fucking footage.
Yeah, as long as you have something better than the first webcam ever invented. With like 10 frames a second.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. We've really
Let's be done with this. Yeah.
I mean, this film was just bad.
Really bad. I think we're done with horror for a little while on Franch-Fried.
Yeah. We've had to come up with a bit of a list of some of the franchises that we can actually go into, and I think what we need to do is kind of no, we don't have a dice here, but kind of just throw out a random number and then just put points next to that, and then we'll vote on those. So tell you what, give me a number between 1 and 15.
13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Final Destination. Alright, and give me a number between 3 and 10.
4.
2, 3,
I'm sure
4.
this is amazing to listen to.
So there we go. Mission Impossible. And shall we do one more? Just to have the voting be...
Yeah. And you're mixing up how you count them, right?
Yeah, I'm basically... I'm going
I have the list too.
Yeah, I'm going from that point in the list.
Oh, okay.
And then just any number between 1 and 15 again.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we have as our choices for the next one Final Destination, Mission Impossible, and James Bond.
Ooh.
So I think a good set of choices there.
Alright. Are we leaving it up to Twitter, or are we going to make the call?
I say I'll put it out on Twitter, and then if we don't get a definitive answer, then we'll pick one.
I think let's put a 5-vote reserve.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah. And there needs to be an actual winner, I think, at the end of the poll. Mm-hmm. So if 2 are tied, then we will just...
Because this is how we ended up in this situation right now. It was 2 votes out of... Yeah. So let's not get in... Yeah. Yes. Alright. Let's be done with this goddamn thing.
Alright. So, yes. Basically don't watch this one.
No.
It is by no means the worst film we've done.
No.
But it's just a bad horror film.
Even if you're a fan of the genre, I would not even recommend it. No. I don't think there's much in it for you. They're making so many better horror movies now. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I know.
It's not even campy fun. It's not...
I would even recommend the reboot of Halloween over this one. And I don't say that lightly.
Yeah. All right, you heard it. Yeah, watch the remake. Don't watch Resurrection.
Basically, yes. If you ever get the desire to watch this film, watch the reboot. That's just it. Just don't watch this film.
Yeah. All right. A bit of a lackluster note there, then, Don.
Yes.
But,
So,
way,
again, one more time just for everything. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Blokebusters. We have an email, blokebusterpodcast@gmail.com, if you want to get a hold of us about pretty much anything. And also we have our website, blokebusters.webs.com, which is kind of nice. And also I just want to say, I know we have a little plug at the beginning of every episode, but once again, really thank you to Pod Bros. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much.
Being part of this network. Do go out and check out their other shows. They've got some great guys there, and that's podbros.com. Really check it out. And, if you feel like listening to us through that, that kind of helps us with the numbers there. So there you go.
And also something we don't ask much, but rate and review on iTunes if you can.
Yes,
helps people find the pod.
Please do. We love getting.
I feel gross asking, but yeah.
I know. And I promise at some point in the next few months I will just kind of collate all the reviews and we'll give thanks to those.
And we're also down for, if you have a pod, a little swap there. A little rate and review swap.
Pretty much anything. We're game for quite a lot. So. All right. Well, I've been Paul.
I've been Brian.
See you guys.
Bye.